Ohio gozaimasu. Thank you for having me, everyone. I'm speaking to you from, I'm in San Francisco, California, and as I understand it, there's a bit of a time delay for those of you who are in Second Life. I think it's closer to real time for the rest of you, although I can hear a little bit of an echo, which tells me there's a pretty good length of time. So hopefully everything will go well. We've been working on this for a while. During the technical setup, I decided it might have been easier, after all, to just fly to Japan than to get Skype and Second Life all working together. But through some miracle of David Orban, we are here and live. So what I'm going to talk about today is a project that I've been spending a lot of time working on recently, and that is the Wikia search. The idea here is to create a fully free licensed, fully open source, fully transparent search engine. So the first question that people might have for this is, why open source search? Why do I think this is such an important thing going forward? And I think it really is a very important thing for the internet, for the infrastructure of the internet, that we all should care about. This idea that every piece of the internet that we rely on every day is open source software, or can be done with open source software, except for search, is something that I think is really unfortunate. So I want to give some of the reasons why. Search is really important to our day-to-day lives, and according to this study from Q Internet, 91% of American adults on the web use a search engine to find information, and then over 90% of US search queries are in the hands of just 3 companies, so Google, Yahoo, and Microsoft are controlling over 90% of that search traffic. Now, we've been taught over time to think about search as being it's just an algorithm, it's just a computer program, but I think what we really need to understand is that what's not important, and that's an incredible amount of power. So, do we know how search works? When you do a search at Yahoo, for example, and you see the search results, well, it's very interesting and very curious to take a look. Here's an example for searching for New York Mets tickets. And if you take a look on this slide, you'll see the first 2 links, which are advertising links, and I have no objection to that, those are paid links, and that's fine. But then we look at down toward the bottom there, when you see the first 2 organic search links, and they're the exact same as the advertising. And so you have to wonder, well, gee, did they get special placement in the search engine because they also pay for an advertisement? Well, I'm not saying that Yahoo does that, and I actually doubt that they do, but we actually have no way of knowing. It's deliberately kept completely a black box secret. If you take a look at what this does to the industry in general, the internet industry, if you go to Google and you want support, you're trying to figure out, why can't people find my site in Google? And they actually recommend, that you go out and hire a search engine optimization company. This is really strange, right? That you go to a third-party company and hire them to help you get listed appropriately in Google. And of course, a lot of these SEOs are pretty dodgy operations who are basically helping you game the algorithm and cheat your way to the top. Now, most of us don't have the money or the time or the inclination to do that, and so what happens to us when we're not using a search engine optimizer? Even if we have really great content and we have a really great website, maybe people won't find it. I don't think this is a very good state of affairs. Of course, there's a whole other set of questions about privacy. Do you control your data? This picture here is a cute little picture. This is a picture from that somebody got from Google Street Maps. It basically shows someone's cat there in the window. And it just is an illustration to say we should all really think about the privacy of our data. And again, we should question whether we should entrust our data to systems that are complete black boxes and that are deliberately kept very secretive and private. Another obvious problem with search as it exists today, and this is something that will be very familiar to people in the commons and coming from the Creative Commons and Wikipedia cultures, but right now search is read-only. It's read-only in a world where increasingly everything that we're able to do is read-write. So if you take a look in Google and we search for images available under Creative Commons, well, we get actually some results that are not so good. I mean, let's look at the first two results there of the Creative Commons website. Well, I love the Creative Commons website. It actually is not the correct answer to the question. I wasn't looking for the attribution share alike license. I was looking for images available. But you see down here the third link there, Flickr Creative Commons. That's actually a good link. That's the one you were looking for. And so even if you want to help out, you want to say, oh look, lots of people are probably doing this search, they're not getting the right answer, I want to help out, I want to say basically let's move that one up to the top. We can't do it. It's read-only instead of read-write. So how will we fix it? Basically, the idea is to take a lot of the ideas and the methodology and the community spirit of Wikipedia and apply it to search. So the main thing that we're trying to do is we're going to make search open source. So we're building an all-new search engine, and it's designed to compete head-to-head with Google, Yahoo, and everybody else. But unlike them, we're making all of the code available under the BSD license, which is considered the freest possible license. The search index, all of the data that's generated by users, we're making that available under CC BY 3.0. The idea is to really put our weight behind creating an infrastructure of search that allows a real playground for people to innovate and to collaborate with others to build something completely new and different. Anybody can contribute to the Wikia search code base. We're very much an open source project. The technical lead on the project is Jeremy Miller, who many of you might know of as the inventor of the Jabber open source messaging protocol. And he's been a very influential open source guy for many years. We bought a web crawler called Grub, which is a proprietary package. And the idea is that this is a distributed web crawler, so anyone can download a client and actually help us crawl the web. The idea is right now, there's a very big barrier to entry for new competitors in the search market, in that you have to crawl the entire web. That's like a pretty big job. It's not that complicated, it's just a big, big job. And so the idea is to use these distributed technologies to make it easier, so anybody can come and download Grub and help us crawl the web, thus helping everybody, because we're going to make all the resulting data available for free. So during the formation of the project, we had a long period of discussion. We have a community of developers on a mailing list, and we're talking about the project and how should we do it. We came up with 4 guiding principles, and true to our community nature, these didn't come from me. I was part of the conversation. These came really from the mailing list from the community. So the first principle is transparency. We think that the most respected institutions treat transparency as a requirement. When we look into how a really good quality newspaper works, they try to be as transparent as possible. Who wrote what, why. And of course, when we look at something like Wikipedia, one of the things that really makes Wikipedia function, and in fact all of the wikis in the world function, is this idea of transparency. You can see who's doing what, and you can complain about it, you can expose something if it's wrong, and that's something that is utterly completely lacking in the current search engine market. Community. We want everybody to be able to contribute and to benefit from the project. And so the free licensing obviously is core to that. It's a technique that's well-timed, tested, that allows lots and lots of people to come together to collaborate. But we're also in the software design, the way that I'm designing the system for people to interact. The idea is that we want people to be able to interact with the system in multiple ways, either as individuals. You can just come to the website and start editing, and I'll show you in a minute how that works. You can get involved with coding, you can get involved with helping us crawl the web. There's lots of entry points, and we want to create lots more. We want to really have this be a very broad-based effort, lots and lots of people working on this concept, trying to make something really different. Quality. Right now, if you come to our search engine and you use it, you'll find it's pretty good in parts. We don't claim to be of industry standard quality yet, but we do think that in order to be successful, we have to meet, we have to at least meet, I should say, industry standard quality. So if you look at Google, Yahoo, and Ask, Their quality search results is all very, very similar. They're sort of an industry standard bar that we need to meet. But we also are hopeful that the human touch, lots of people participating, can actually improve the search results. Privacy is a core principle. The details of our searches, everything has to be not subject to the scrutiny of others. So we make a really sharp distinction between reading and writing. If you're reading, that's your own business, it's very private. If you're writing, you're participating in an open public project, and we want to make that as transparent as possible. So the project is live today. You can go to search.wikia.com and participate. You can see here a search result page if you search for Creative Commons. You can see here that it's, someone has highlighted that Creative Commons as being the best result, so it's highlighted in yellow. But if you don't like the description, you can just click on edit and you can change it right there in the page. So it's really a lot of fun to play with this, and if you look over on the right-hand side there, you can see who did those edits, and so it's very much like the history in a wiki. You can annotate, so you can add links, you can go in and load up the actual website and draw content over images, links, text. You can actually annotate our search results with things from the actual website, and we think that's pretty cool. It's actually kind of addictive, so beware if you start trying to do it. You can change the background, this is kind of cute. We're able to select images from Flickr that are Creative Commons licensed, and bingo, it just changes the background of the search. For me, I think this feature is completely useless, but people seem to enjoy it. So the result, we put this up back in January, a very primitive version. We came up with a revised version, which was much improved just a few weeks ago. And the result so far is that we've got a huge amount of participation, particularly from the US and Europe. We've had a ton of people from Germany and from Turkey. We're not really sure why. We are able to support many, many languages, but we definitely need people to help us translate the interface. We don't even have the interface translated in a lot of languages, but we're fully functional in terms of having the support built in. Everything's all Unicode. And so thank you. The best way you can contact me if you're interested in helping out or just chatting about whatever is you can get on Wikia Search and get an account and friend me on there. You can also join the mailing list. There's a whole group of people there discussing it. And you can, if you're a coder and you want to download the code and start playing with it and tell us what we've got wrong or right, you can visit the SVN. So thank you.